Alright, in this video I want to go over how to find the area of a polygon. This comes from one of the worksheets we had in class that I went over, so I want to give you guys an explanation of this. There is an actual formula for the area of a trapezoid in this case, but we don't cover that until later on in the course. So right now what we want to have you do is figure out a different way to do it when it's graphed. So the first step is we need to break up the trapezoid into triangles and rectangles. Now, depending on what kind of trapezoids you have, you can either have one triangle or two. So most people are able to identify the triangle by drawing a line from the shortest straight side of the trapezoid and then going either horizontal or vertical, depending on how the trapezoid is laid out on your paper, and just drawing it straight across. And in this particular problem, there's going to be two triangles. If you had a right trapezoid, something like this, you would only have one triangle to draw, which would be drawn this way. So again, it just depends on what type of trapezoids you have. All right, once we have that, now we have different components. So in this case, we're gonna have three separate areas. We're gonna have the triangle, the rectangle, and the second triangle. So let's calculate the area of the rectangle first. So we wanna make sure we count boxes. Again, count the box to determine the length of the different sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this length here would be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be 11. So the area of this box would be 8 times 11, which would be an area of 88. Now what I tend to do is when I do the work, I try to do the work inside the shape if I can, and I circle the area so I know what number to add up when I'm all done. Another way to do this, if you wanted to, is you have the areas here, and the area of the rectangle is 88. Okay, so I'll show you two ways to organize your work, is what I'm trying to do. All right, now if we look up here, this length would be 11, and then this length of the triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the area of a triangle, okay, the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. I prefer to say base times height divided by 2. And the reason I like that is with the calculators we use in class, we can use the ND button, the numerator denominator button, to plug in the base and height on top and then 2 on the bottom. So in this case, the area of this triangle is going to be 5 times 11, which is 55, divided by 2. So 55 divided by 2 is 27.5. Now down here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 11. So this triangle is actually the same as this triangle in terms of area. So now what we do is we add up the three areas. So we have 27.5 plus 27.5 plus 88, and that would give you your total area of the trapezoid. Now, if we had to find the perimeter of this particular shape, what we need to do is first count the sides, the straight sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, when we count boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so right now our perimeter is 18 and 8. So what's tricky about this is we have to find the diagonal distance. So in order to do that, we need to use the distance formula. Now, just a second ago, we found out that the horizontal and vertical distance of these two triangles is the same. So if we do one distance formula for this problem, it works for the other, but that's not always the case. So what we want to do is figure out how far vertical and how far horizontal we're going. So in this case, we found out earlier that this was 11 and this is 5. So our distance formula is the horizontal distance squared, which would be 11, and we're going to add the vertical distance, which in this case is 5. So when you plug that into the calculator, you would get a decimal value, and then we would add that again because this horizontal and vertical distance are both the same thing. So when we have 18 and 8, whatever value you get for this, you would add to this side and also to this side to get your perimeter.